Okay, I'm going to show you how to do the sides and the top and bottom. You can look in my designs when you're on my computer. You can look in there, or you can download them straight from Schoology. I've made a copy of them and put them in Schoology. So um, you're going to need a piece of 1/8 inch plywood, the basswood plywood that we have in the little case next to the laser. And you're going to have to cover that entirely with the big blue tape. And you don't want any bubbles. You want it to be as smooth as possible, and you want it to cover the entire sheet. So be extra careful putting it on. Be extra careful when you're taking it off the roll, and make sure that when you're done using the roll, you fold over the tape at the end so that the next person can take the tape off the roll. Um, it's very hard to get that tape to come off evenly. So um, I'm going to go ahead and show you how, if you can find it in my designs. Here's the sides, and you're going to put your piece of plywood in here. Now I'm at my home right now, so there's no way for me to show you what's going to be on the laser. But once you put the piece of plywood in, it's going to be really hard to see because the black and the blue are it really is hard to distinguish between the two. But you can, if you look really closely, you can see where the edge of the blue tape is. And you're going to try to put this in such a way that you want to conserve as much plywood as possible because ideally we want another person to be able to use that. And so we're going to cut the sides out first, and to cut the top out, it's exactly the same. But this is the important thing. Go inside to cut it. You're going to want to do that. Remember how we did the plastic? We did it twice. Well, with the wood, we have to cut it 3 times. And so you have to do that not only for the two holes that I have here, this hole and this hole, but you also have to do it for the sides right there. So you have to make sure that it's set at 3. And then once it's in there, and once your plywood is placed in there, you're going to click print, wait for the button to turn white, and then click that button. You have to stand by the laser. You cannot leave. You cannot just walk away. You have to be by that laser the whole entire time because that is a hot beam of light that's actually cutting through that wood. So there might be a small fire. If there is, you just open the door and blow out the flame. But if you walk away from it, that little bitty fire can grow into a much bigger fire, and then we have a real problem. So if you leave the laser when it's your turn to use it, I'm going to say that I'm going to suggest to Miss Good that you not be able to use it anymore because that's very, very unsafe. So stand by it. Make sure you're there. If it does catch fire, don't panic. Just open the door. You can blow out the flame. There is a little bit of flame that comes out of it in the natural process of cutting, but that flame should go out after it's made the pass. So if you have any questions, have Miss Good or myself watch, and it's a really easy process, but it's um, very easy to do, very easy to get sidetracked and step away and forget what you're supposed to be doing. So concentrate and pay attention. Once you've got this cut out, you can actually take these pieces and place them back in the machine with the tape still on it, and you can engrave your name on it, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Is to actually engrave your name, or if you're giving this to somebody else, you can engrave something on it. You can put a design on them if you want, There's a lot of different things you can do. Personalize these with the laser. You can personalize it with the Cricut. Um, so there's a lot of different things you can do with these, but these are the sides, and to do the top and the bottom, it's the same, very similar process. Okay.